Hey everyone, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to build a Neumorphic Light Switch using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. This interactive slider will adjust the lightness of the page in real time with a beautiful neumorphic design. Let's get started. Inside the body, we create a simple form. It contains a hidden label for screen reader that for accessibility. Then we add a range input slider with a minimum value of 1 and a maximum of 100. The default value is set to 100, meaning full brightness when the page loads. CSS, we start by resetting all elements using the universal selector. This removes any default padding, margin and border and applies box sizing border box so padding and border don't affect overall dimensions. We define a responsive base font size using the calc function. As the screen size increases, the font size scale up smoothly. Body form, we apply display flex to both the body and the form to allow easy alignment of element using flexbox. Body form, we set the font family and size for both body and input elements. It uses 1 EM font size and a line height of 1.5 for better readability. We define our custom CSS variable L1, L2 and L3 are shades of gray below used for shadow and background. P is a primary green color and PT is the transparent version for gradient effect. We also set the full height using 100 VH. Form input type range. This center the form and the input slider horizontally and vertically within the page. We define the form height to give the slider enough space to sit comfortably. The input label. This remove the tab highlight on mobile when interacting with the slider. We style the slider itself. We give it rounded corner and an insert shadow using Neumorphism style lighting. We rotate it 90 degrees to make it vertical. We also remove the default appearance to fully customize the look. In input focus, this hides the below border that appear when the input is focused. Here we define the custom look of the slider thumb. For WebKit browser. We use gradient and radial background to give it a multi-layer 3D look. The soft shadow make it pop out as a round button. This block handles the same thumb design but specially for Firefox browser using mouse range thumb. In input mouse focus outer, this remove the default dotted border Firefox adds around focus input. We visually hide the label using a technique that keep it accessible for screen reader but invisible to sighted user. JavaScript, we begin by using DOM content loaded. This makes sure our script runs only after the full HTML has loaded. It prevents error when trying to access elements that are not ready yet. We grab the slider input element by its ID, which is brightness, and store it in a variable called slider. We add an event listener to the slider that listens for input event, that is whenever the slider is moved, the adjust slider function will run. We also call adjust slider once immediately to make sure the slider starting value is applied when the page loads. Now we define the function adjust slider which take an event or element as input. First we grab the body element so we can easily operate its CSS variable. Define two limits. Switch light min is the darkest setting at 40% and switch light max is the brightness at 100. We get the actual slider element. If the input is an event, we use e.target. Otherwise, we use e. This makes the function reusable. Calculate the percentage of how far the slider is dragged. Tar.value give us the current value and we divide it by the max to get a value between 0 and 1. We calculate the three lightness level. L1 is a main background, L2 is slightly darker, L3 is even darker. These are used to create soft shadow and depth. Put these three lightness value into an array L so we can loop over them easily. We define the hue range for the thumb. 0 is red and 120 is green. As the slider moves, the thumb will shift color between red and green. We calculate the current hue of the thumb based on the slider position. Here we define saturation and lightness value for the thumb. Then we combine them with the calculated hue into an HSL color string. We loop over the three lightness value. If any value drop below 0, we clamp into 0. Then we update the custom properties L1, L2 and L3 using style.set property. These affect the background and shadow color instantly. Finally, we update the thumb color P using the HSL color string and we set a transparent variant PT using HSLA with 0 opacity. These are used in the thumb background gradient. And that's it. You just created a responsive Neumorphism light switch with a smooth visual effect using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe and comment below if you like more UI effect like this one. Thanks for watching.